viewers all across the world, still on the topic we are discussing, strategic leadership and capacity building or development. Leadership is not to be inherited. We have seen a whole lot of people that try as much as possible after they are getting retired from a particular office. They love to bring in either their son or daughter to fill in the gap. We have seen so many mistakes like that also in the scripture. The Bible exposes this to us when Samuel the prophet was about to be called to glory. He appointed his two sons to be judges over Israel. But the expression of the ideologies was a far cry to the divine principle. And this actually put Israel into serious problem. Leadership is not something we can actually inherit or use money to buy. There will be a problem for that. Leadership must be developed. It must be thoroughly built. We have processes. You know, a lot of people today, they just want to be a leader without following the true process of taking the lead. They don't want to follow people. They don't want to learn from people. Through some few misunderstanding in an organization, in the ministry, they easily pull out, establish their own ministry, and begin to cause havoc, except you are being led by the Spirit of God. The advantages of some people lead to the disadvantages of other people. So we must get to understand that the place of thorough development is expected, where we have people who will truly help to make people have a timely discovery towards striking accomplishment. That was a message I've once listened to from Bishop Oyedepo also. Many people are too aged, they are too old to bring the needed change that they truly desire. There is time attached to every season. The Bible expatiates that in Ecclesiastes chapter number 3, where we commence the reading from verse 1. Because the decisions that we make today will be realities tomorrow. So we must be able to set a goal, a target, and see to it that we bring a rightful result out of this. Imagine what the environment has truly, or society has truly turned to. I went to pay a visit to a private secondary school some few days ago. It is rather unfortunate. I was having a discussion with one of my mentees, who happened to be a female, in SS2. She was relating to me the affairs, the system of things, how things are operated in her class, telling me that majority of the boys inside the classroom are willing to quickly round up their secondary school and begin to engage themselves in yahoo, so to say, internet fraud. They just want to make money. You know, the society, if things are not urgently attended to, I can assure us, there will be too many problems for us to be solved. Well, there was a quotation by an anonymous. It said, the future of every nation lies in the mindset of the youth. I believe that this teaching will truly have a long way to go in the mindset of the young people, especially, so that it will detoxify and neutralize every negative toxic in the mental state. School will not confer godly character into people. We are only there, to be trained and trained and trained and certified. And that's all. But the truth of the matter is, self-development and giving ourselves to mentorship will truly help us to go thus far and to be the change that we all desire to see. Like I said last week, I talk about godly character. When people hear about godly character, they just believe it's by the ability to stay away from immoralities, lying, stealing, and etc. No, not only that. The best way to express this is in our personal closet. The integrity we are able to express when no one is watching us, it goes a long way. And by the virtue of this, you will begin to be connected to the supernatural dimensions of the wisdom of God, and the expression will begin to attract positive like minds to you, men who will begin to bring resources to equip you and to truly become what God has called you to be. The area of capacity development. Sincerely, many people are getting bored of education through our contemporary and grassroots research. We've been able to see this. People are withdrawing their passion, their zeal, their drive is no more there because they are not seeing true results.
Káyé mi sọ̀rọ̀ nínú ògo, ayé máa sọ̀rọ̀ nínú ògo màmá. But when darkness was existing, all the good things did not manifest.
Ask me that stupid question. Were you not told that it is forbidden in this village?
A motivational tactician. Somebody who is so committed.
When it comes to mobile phone, because some ladies are
very clear that the children were after the hands of their father, while the sons were after the
Where have you ever desired or wished to be with your job, career, or business?
People just want to have a shortcut to fulfill destiny. I can tell you there is no shortcut to that. When you develop yourself properly, sincerely speaking, you can be a millionaire even in your teenage stage. It is an error from the pit of hell that most people believe you must attain a particular age before you begin to have access to good sources. No, the Bible said in Joshua chapter number 1 verse 8 to 9 that if thou will obey to the commandment of the Lord your God and keep it thoroughly, he said, then your way will be prosperous and you will have good success. There is no age attached to the success of any man. You know, there was a time I was addressing some of my students, the National Youth Service Corps members. I made them to realize something. We do believe in this part of the world that it is until we graduated from the higher institution, then we can have access to some successes. No. It's an error. Please underline that in your conscience. You can succeed at every level, no matter your age, once you can rightly apply to the principle of success through thorough self-development and your ability to acquire godly knowledge and right application to this. This will expose us to begin to fulfill the promises that God has pronounced or covenanted with us. On this note, the vision that God has given to you is a treasure. When God calls you to be a great person, when God calls you to be a blessed person, don't expect physical money. God is not promising us to give us money. Once God bless you by His divine pronouncement upon your life, you need to develop yourself and walk thoroughly in that path. Take for instance, when God reveals to you, you're going to be a governor of your state, or you're going to be a great man of God. On that side of the great man of God, you find it difficult to pray, you find it difficult to study the scripture, you find it difficult to engage yourself in godly character. I can bet it with you, the reverse will be the case. If God is lifting you up to be a leader, I'm not talking about political now, but people believe it's all about politics. No, it's a far cry to the expectation of the principle to this say. We have people socially in the area of entrepreneurial, in the legal corridor and etc. who are giants that God has truly and thoroughly raised. You must follow through the right principle. You need to know where you are coming from. You need to know where you are. And you need to have the knowledge or predict where you are going. Although you may not thoroughly understand where God is taking you to, but see things through the binocular or the lens of faith, I can tell you, you will have a soft landing to where God is taking you to. I myself am no Gandhi. I am also a student of the School of the Spirit, thoroughly and strictly abiding to the principle of growth. We need to understand that capacity building comes with pain. Many people do not want to experience pain, and they want to have access to gain. There is no crown without a cross. I tell you, my people, I am saying this because of the love that I have for you, which is the love of God. Imagine if you are able to subscribe to the right application and principle of godly leader. Imagine a whole lot of generation that will emerge through you. Nations will come to learn from you. People will come to consult you. But when we miss the track, the reverse remains the case. Well, as I am rounding up, permit me to give us this exposition that we have two different sets of people. It is either you are enlisted among the generation of leaders, or you are enlisted among the generation of followers. Strategic leadership will cut across every facet of one's life, even in the place of choosing a right partner. These are some of the teachings that we will begin to, expose us to. I think at this point in time, you still need to stay tuned with Chrome TV, and do not forget to subscribe to our page on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and your comment will thoroughly be appreciated. We look forward to see you do that. Stay tuned as we're going to meet again next week. God bless Chrome TV. God bless you all.